Less than 5 minutes into the film, we encounter the main mystery of Avatar: The Way of Water. The little Na'vi girl, Kiri, played by Sigourney Weaver, who is the offspring of scientist Grace from the first Avatar, is the source of that mystery. Who's the father of Kiri in Avatar: The Way of Water? Also, find out Avatar 2's fans' reactions over the Sully kids' accents. Watch this video for full details. First up, who is Kiri's father in Avatar: The Way of Water? James Cameron's Avatar: The Way of Water has breathtaking visuals and epic action sequences that practically jump off the screen, but it also has a fundamental mystery that could have a significant influence on future movies. The Sully family's teenage adopted Na'vi daughter, Kiri, was born under unusual conditions. She is the biological child of Dr. Grace Augustine's comatose avatar, who miraculously gave birth following the death of Grace's human version in the first movie. Kiri's mother is unquestionably Grace. But who or what is Kiri's biological father? Since Cameron established Kiri's mystery birth early in the movie, it's clear that the issue of Kiri's parentage is important to him. Kiri's origins have a lot of explanations, and they connect to the first movie's events while also setting up a possibly earth-shattering revelation that might send the third Avatar picture into some very bizarre area. Whether the solution to Kiri's birth involves a figure from Grace's history or a miracle pregnancy, once her true roots are finally revealed, humans and the Na'vi will probably be significantly influenced. In Avatar: The Way of Water, Cameron's love of science, technology, and nature are intertwined, and the puzzle surrounding Kiri's paternity may bring all of his interests together into a single figure. Even if Kiri's almost bizarre personality and her relationship with Pandora lead in one path, it's entertaining to consider all potential outcomes. Up next, why does it matter who Kiri's father is? It has been more than 10 years since Jake Sully joined the Na'vi and abandoned his old life to become their new leader, the Turuk Makto. Jake and Neytiri created their 4-child family, or 5 if you count the human child Spider. The people in The Way of Water are far more sophisticated this time because time has passed on Pandora just as it has for us. The ruthless Colonel Quaritch, now in Avatar form, forces the Sullys to hide among the Metcaina water clan. Yet, despite being 9 feet tall and blue, they still confront real hardships as a family. Kiri is bullied for being different, which is to be expected, and she's a little upset about their new existence. She hasn't yet established her identity, and learning who her father is might be the only way to realize her true calling. The late Dr. Augustine becomes a more interesting character, who may have concealed some secrets if you care about that mystery. The answer to Pandora's mysteries may also be identifying Kiri's paternity. The anti-aging substance taken from the whale-like Tulkun by human hunters could become even more important. Additionally, suppose Kiri truly is a component of Pandora's life force. She might be taken prisoner and subjected to experiments, giving the alien invaders additional justification to wipe out the planet. On the other hand, Kiri might be Na'vi's only chance to triumph against humans and bring about balance. Up next, does Kiri have 2 mothers? In what appears to be an Avatar pivotal scene from 2009, the Na'vi attempt to implant Grace's consciousness into her lab-grown Avatar body permanently. If the ritual doesn't go as planned, the luminous tendrils of the Tree of Souls bind Grace and her Avatar. Iwa might not have been able to distinguish between Grace and her Avatar when connected to them. Because of her confusion, Iwa might have decided to reincarnate Grace into her Avatar form, giving birth to a brand new Na'vi kid. Because they have 5 fingers instead of 4, like humans, the Sully kids may be distinguished from other hybrids. Kiri is the same as all the other avatars that have come from Grace's womb. But it's interesting to note that when Kiri first enters the lab in The Way of Water, she converses with Grace as if they were a mother and daughter. Does Kiri have information that we don't? The entire sequel has Kiri sporting Grace's native jewelry. Another reasonably simple explanation for Kiri's existence is that she is a Grace clone. There are numerous examples of non-reproducible animals that can clone themselves in the real world, such as a mutant crayfish recently discovered in Europe. This scenario solidifies Cameron's universe on a scientific foundation and is almost as exciting as the Immaculate Conception. Up next, is Is Norm, the scientist, the father? Even Kiri's siblings and parents make fun of possibility that Norm, one of the best characters in Avatar, is Kiri's father. Dr. Augustine and Norm did collaborate quite closely, and I'm sure some of those study nights were long and solitary. Norm was an Avatar driver as well. It must have been discussed what would occur if two lab-created avatars attempted to produce a child. In any case, Norm had a tremendous deal of respect for Grace and was incredibly loyal to her. Considering that Norm is Kiri's father in the sequel is a joke, James Cameron is unlikely to take this route. However, it's possible that Norm does know something and might at some point give Kiri some advice. After all, for a reason, Grace's avatar is maintained in stasis by Jake and the other human scientists still working at the lab. Another scenario is that Norm, or another person, altered Grace's avatar in some way, maybe by injecting the body with some of Pandora's natural treasures, while subsequently mixed with the avatar's DNA. Up next, could it be Quaritch? Grace and Kiri's predicament of the familial bombshell that Quaritch discovers early on are similar. He finds that Spider, a feral human child, is his long-lost son. Since Spider's mother is never identified, a poetic allegory is created that reflects Kiri's ambiguity regarding her father. Spider was a baby when the Na'vi initially drove humanity off Pandora, and it seems that he was too young to be taken off the planet. Was Spider the only child conceived at that time in reality? Quaritch might have broken the rules and had a brief romance with a different Marine, but who knows? Grace and Quaritch are most likely the same age because they're the oldest characters in the narrative. Perhaps they shared some private moments during the events of the first movie that we weren't privy to, and they may have more in common than we realize. Since Quaritch and Kiri have this improbable connection, there will likely be a connecting line when the whole family tree is eventually mapped out. Up next, an affair with Selfridge. Parker Selfridge wasn't too interested in leisure and recreation because he was too preoccupied with ordering the destruction of the Amatakea clan's most lovely grounds. The primary motivation behind the Earth invasion was Dr. Augustine's ongoing need to use politics to advance her agenda due to his avaricious fixation with obtaining the extremely precious rare earth material unobtainium. It's important to note that Selfridge appears in a bonus scene in the theater version of Avatar when Jake Neytiri and the other Na'vi warriors watch the humans submit. Selfridge stopped and said it wasn't over. Selfridge may revisit Pandora if Kiri's origin narrative contains additional, more valuable resources. Additionally, given that Sigourney Weaver portrays Kiri, a meeting between the two characters could result in some exciting fireworks. Up next, is it David Thewlis in the third movie? The third entry in the Avatar trilogy will include an exciting addition. Actor David Thewlis will make an appearance. Thewlis has revealed that he will be portraying a Na'vi character perhaps from one of the 15 clans other than the Omotakea and the Metkeina that the public hasn't yet seen. Avatar: The Seed Bearer is one of the potential titles for the third film, which, without being vulgar, may provide information regarding the beginnings of life on Pandora and the enigma surrounding Kiri's birth. According to the conclusion of Avatar's The Way of Water, there will probably be some on-screen interaction between Kiri and Thewlis' unnamed character in what is shaping out to be a world war of sorts. Up next, Avatar 2 fans' reaction over the Sully kids' accents. The biological children of Jake Sully and Neytiri, Natiem, Loek, and Tuktiri, as well as their adopted Kiri and Miles Spider Socorro, are all introduced to viewers in Avatar: The Way of Water. They grow up learning the Na'vi way and doing their best to embrace it, even though many are dealing with their problems. Fans who have endured the 3-hour video are still perplexed as to why many youngsters have such distinct accents while growing up in similar circumstances. Redditor u/Groog started a thread in which he posed a question on how he could explain why the Sully children had accents to his mom to those who had just seen the James Cameron directed blockbuster. Others were eager to answer, clarifying that the accents heard may not always match what's depicted in the movie. Redditor Jennifer Lorraine 3 said Jake talked about how learning the Na'vi language and hearing it as English came about a result of training his children to speak the language. User Staviv213, a Redditor, frames it from the audience's viewpoint, saying they told Na'vi the whole time, and viewers hear it as English to make make the movie easier. He added that the family dynamic was the most important aspect of The Way of Water regardless of what is heard. Finally, Way of Water asks questions about different family dynamics. While Jake Sully's family, many accents in Avatar: The Way of Water might be perplexing, they have a more profound significance. The movie, which is set more than 10 years after the events of the previous one, shows Jake and Neytiri in a new setting during a time when they were both more carefree. Having a family presents the seasoned warriors with a whole new set of difficulties, which is a crucial concept that James Cameron aimed to explore. The director said in an interview with National News that he was inspired by the fact that Zoe and Sam were parents, and he's a father of 5, and they wanted to dig into the family relationships. He added that when one has children, one learns to fear, which is what both characters deal with. Additionally, their offspring have much to learn as they understand themselves and their place in the larger War of Pandora throughout the movie. Producer of Way of Water, John Landau, tells Screen Rant that the Sully family, who is a mixed-race family, is at the center of these movies. Coming Avatar movies will reveal who Kiri's father is, but for now, all we can do is speculate. Let us know what you think in the comments section. Do not forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.